Crime doesn't always pay. Or does it? This is a Broken Reel Media production, and you're listening to the Something's Wrong Here podcast.
Check one. Yo. Check two. Check. Check three. Yo. Check 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Welcome back. I am Randy.
I'm Ken-Zee.
And in the studio tonight, we have somebody who's going to talk to us about fraud. You tend to know a little bit about it, huh?
A little bit.
So, Tracy, tell us about yourself a little bit.
So, I got busted for making fake IDs about 7 or 8 years ago. Manufactured them for quite a few years.
Okay.
Manufactured them for quite a few years. How many's quite a few years?
About 6.
And I'm assuming it was profitable because you kept doing it for a really long time.
You know, it takes a while to get a business off the ground, but after it really hit, it hit.
Gotcha. So
I'm letting you ask away, Randy.
I know. I just got all kinds of things running through my head.
Oh shit.
So explain what you did and what your operation was.
Basically, I made fake IDs for all the kids in college that wanted to get into bars. That was my primary goal. I wasn't trying to make it for anybody else. And then, at some point, made a wrong decision and got caught doing what I did and ended up going to prison.
Let's stop there and dive in. Caught. Okay. I don't believe the fucking story behind your initial real caught. It's basically a cop went to a liquor store off duty and over the shoulder saw a fake ID that was clearly fake, got the person alcohol, and then he stopped that person and talked to him.
Mm-hmm.
It's online material sourcing, my guy. Like they Patriot acted your ass. They Patriot acted your ass. No offense. They had your ass from online material sourcing all day long, and then you paid and you goofed and they figured it out.
They backdated, yeah.
It is what it is. So let's talk about getting caught. What happened?
So I had ordered supplies from a new supplier that I'd never used before in Malaysia. Because you can't buy this stuff stateside.
No shit.
I was ordering holograms. I was making Missouri IDs.
Okay.
And I ordered custom printed holograms. And usually my normal supplier wasn't able to put them out in the time I needed them because I needed a lot, like 5,000 of them. And I had another supplier that was like, I can get those to you. And he did them, shipped them, and I had a package show up from UPS that had about 9 sheets of holograms that had 8 holograms a piece on them. So something was screwy with that.
Okay.
And when I got it, I was like, all right, something's messed up. This should have been 100, well, should have been, like 400 or 500 sheets of holograms. And I contacted the guy. He's like, no, we sent them all. What's happening here? And about 2 or 3 days later, the police broke down my front door.
Yeah. I mean, a pretty victimless crime, but then you have the police breaking down your door.
Yeah, well.
Did they knock first?
I wasn't home.
Oh.
So I was actually at work. It was about 4 o'clock on like a Wednesday or Thursday, and I remember my alarm panel going off. I had ADT.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so my alarm panel went off, and it was like,
they called to let you know you're fucked.
No, it was like your garage door's open. I was like, okay. Sometimes when we leave, our garage door didn't close all the way. We got dogs. Sometimes they push it open. About 15 minutes later, they call me again. They're like, your alarm's going off. I'm like, yeah, you called. The garage door open. No, the front door's open. I was like, wait, what? Why is the front door open? That was not unlocked.
Call the cops.
Yeah, well, so I had a.
Sorry, I had to.
Yeah. I had a laptop set up remote that I could remotely access. And I turned it on, and all of a sudden I see police walking in front of the laptop, and I'm just like,
is that when you thought, shit?
Yeah.
Hopefully you made a passport and were thinking about hitting the road.
No, I actually stayed at a hotel in North Kansas City. I did not go home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Oh man, my wife was pissed, but that's a whole nother story. But beyond that, but yeah, no. I waited until the next day to go home, And then basically I didn't hear anything for almost a year.
Wow.
Yeah, justice process moves real fast, I can tell you.
Man.
We know it moves slow, but to have your house raided and then no contact with you, no phone calls, no where are you, no.
You were a free
They
man
came in,
walking around.
They took every piece of electronics about that you could find in a house, every laptop, every printer, iPad, anything that you could ever imagine. They took minus, they didn't take a TV, but that was about it.
What was your daily pucker factor?
Oh, I mean, like a 47 out of 10.
Nice.
I mean, the second I saw that on my laptop, I saw a police officer in my spare bedroom, and your heart just literally drops out your ass, like not into your stomach, completely on the floor,
Just straight out the ass, diarrhea right on the floor.
At that point, I was like, shit, because
You knew why they were there.
I knew exactly why they were there, but what it didn't tell you is that they found about 3,000 fake IDs in that room that were printed.
Ready to sell.
Not quite. They weren't all the way through the process, but they were printed on sheets.
So, this happens a year later. They make contact.
No, they show up at my front door and arrest me at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Nice. How was that?
It was awesome, let me tell you. I was wearing just shorts. That's it. No shoes, no shirt, no problem.
They always get everyone in handcuffs without pants. I don't know how they do it.
It was also like February or January.
Bitchin'.
And I was wearing shorts, and they arrested me at the front door, took me outside, put me in the car, and then arrested my wife. And did the same thing to her, so they took us to Lee Summit Jail, and then from there I got interviewed by every single bureau that you could imagine.
All the alphabet soup.
I can see that.
Secret Service, FBI, Department of Revenue, CIA.
Well, if they can't get you on the crime, they're definitely going to get you on the taxes.
Yeah, well,
all right, so you're busted. You go to jail. You've done
for a day.
And now you are out and back to don't commit more crime, and then we'll figure it out later.
They kind of kicked us out the door at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and they were like, "Oh, we question you." At which point I was like, "Yeah, I did it. I never said anything against it. I was like, I did it."
I would imagine a lawyer probably would advise against that. But I mean, once you have 3,000, that's weird. That's got to be against your rights.
They were going to hold me for 48 hours.
Is this Patriot Act and national security because you faked identities?
They didn't formally charge me with anything, so I didn't get a lawyer.
Okay.
I didn't get formally charged for about another year.
So we're 2 years into this now. Before any formal charges even come about. So are you rearrested, or are you advised that you have charges, or was there something came in the mail certified, or how did that happen?
I hired a lawyer to take care of all that. I hired a lawyer right after I
got arrested the first time.
Before that, even
after the house got raided, which is smart. Okay.
Yeah. I had a lawyer, but they were like, "Yeah, we're not going to let you talk to him." Yeah, it was sketchy. They marched me down. At least I'm at police station. Doesn't look very big, but I can tell you in handcuffs and ankle cuffs, it's pretty big.
Yeah, when you're shuffling along, I bet that walk's pretty long.
In shorts and nothing.
Yeah.
They did finally let them my wife bring me a T-shirt, but
that was very courteous of them.
Right.
Yeah, but I was still barefoot.
Okay. So moving right into what's wrong with crime/fraud, whatever we're talking about and tying it into tonight. I think it's fraud. I think we're going to call it fraud. You fraudulently created IDs for, let's call it, thousands of people? Okay.
Now, I got a question. The thousands of people, was this word of mouth? Did you create a website? Did you... all of the above?
Yeah, all of the above. So it started about when I was 21.
Are we talking Silk Road or just right out there, www.fakeids.com?
Reddit.
Okay.
Reddit used to have a forum, r/fake IDs. And it was one of the biggest
Christ.
forums out there. It was right out there in the open.
I could see that.
Nobody cared about it, not one bit, until they got shut down randomly one day, not too long after I got busted. But no, it was right out there in the open. I had a website.
Were you the kingpin?
No, not even close. They were much bigger fish on there than me.
Okay.
Yeah, like 50 times bigger than me.
Jesus.
Got to swap that VPN to India.
I tell you what.
Yep, that's not even it. UPS.
Fuckers. And the bad thing is, once you get that shipping, I'm sure they throw in the transport and all that good stuff with it, with the federal charges.
Yeah. So when I first started, it was word of mouth, and then every time I sent out a package to somebody, I actually included little business cards that just had an email on them, and it said, "For your 21 needs."
Smart.
Yeah. And my handle was Bar Fun.
How much would you say that you profited over those few years that you did this?
Close to $500,000.
So crime does pay, apparently.
Crime pays.
It can.
Now let's go back to the age-old question. When we talk about crime paying, what was the first thing that you said was a lesson learned?
Don't get caught.
That's so weird. Every criminal I've ever talked to says the same fucking thing. Don't get caught, because crime pays. And let's be real. Where I wanted to go with this, crime's kind of legal now.
In a lot of ways. I do want to get into that, but I want to find out what happened with the sentencing. Like, did you plea it out? Did you go to court? Did it?
I pleaded out. I had a very, very good lawyer. The guy who got off, which was a Chiefs player who beat his wife.
There's a few of them.
Well,
I was going to say, throw a dart at the NFL teams and
his wife's arm or something, or broke his kid's arm.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah, same lawyer. But,
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that? No, I'm not sure. I remember it, but I can't remember the name.
I think he plays for Cincinnati now.
Are you talking about Kareem Hunt?
Kareem Hunt, yeah. His
Oh,
lawyer. His
yeah.
lawyer. Yeah.
Okay.
So I hired him. He was very, very, very expensive.
No shit.
The federal lawyer is... So the same lawyer for a state level versus a federal level is like here to here. Even though we never went to court.
Did they confiscate any cash or all your funds or anything, or did you?
Money. I'd spend it all.
Yeah,
and
fair enough.
any money I did have was tied up in Bitcoin.
Well, that's good.
This is actually a fun one because I'm ready to hear the fight between who got fucked worse.
Yeah. So, what did you end up with as far as the plea?
So my plea was $100,000 fine and 30 days in prison.
Okay.
I did not. That was the 30 days in prison was not in my plea.
Okay.
So I pled guilty, and then the judge came up with the sentence. The $100,000 was part of it, but the actual sentencing was anywhere from 0 to 12 months.
Which isn't terrible for federal fraud, and probably
Months in a federal prison though.
They could have thrown in the tax evasion and everything else that went along with it, I'm sure, but
You flunked hard. You got less than 10%.
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah, no, I did. Well, it didn't hurt that I had 0 priors.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't even a speeding ticket on my record.
There you go. Well, that's good of you to be a responsible criminal.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do it right.
I'm sorry, I had to.
You got to get the product there
Low-hanging
safely.
fruit. Okay, so now I want to dive in real quick before we go too much further with the futuristic aspect of this podcast episode. Who got fucked worse than Bitcoin? I know, Randy, you had some Bitcoin fucked because you sold.
Yeah, I sold 3 months before the big boom, and it was more Doge. I had like 1.5 million in Doge, and I sold at, I want to say 3 cents right before it shot up to like 67 cents. So I sold for $6,000, and then I wasted it all on options.
Okay. And
That's what I did.
Tracy, let's hear about your Bitcoin experience and payments, brother.
I had 400 Bitcoin.
That's at 120,000 right now.
That's
yeah.
about $50 million.
Yeah, it's at 127,000.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, so I think it was like 47. I actually saw somebody the other day. They had 400. It's like 47 million, something like
I
that.
had that much in an account at one point. And I ended up selling all of that to pay for my lawyer because at the time Bitcoin was at a record low of like
6,000 probably at that.
oh no,
what year did
like
this happen?
$200.
Oh, so this was pre the.
Yeah,
okay.
well, this was pre when people were paying me in Bitcoin. It was like for one order you're gonna pay me half a Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I had 400 sitting in an account, and I cashed it all in to pay for a lawyer.
Well, if it makes you feel better, somebody spent like $2 billion for 2 pizzas. So
yeah, crazy.
Jesus.
You know, at one point I tried to invest in Bitcoin, and this was at the very beginning when it was under $1, and it was so complicated to buy it back then.
That's why I never got into it till
couldn't get
later.
it. Like I was trying to buy $1,000 worth at like 90 cents, and just couldn't possibly buy it because you had to do a wire transfer to some random place, and I was like, my bank doesn't even do those.
Well, yeah, you were trying to buy new money.
Yeah.
You were literally trying to use
Money.
existing currency to buy currency.
Quote unquote money at the
Right,
time.
well, it's all fake, and it's a system where the rules are made up and the
I
points.
kind of want to go
It
back.
was like 2012 when I was trying to do that.
I want to go back on like the Big Bang Theory when Sheldon recommended to buy Bitcoin.
Oh,
I want to know what it was at then,
That would, I mean,
just out of
it had to
curiosity.
be under $1.
I think it was a little more than that at the time, but I'm
When did
talking
Big
like
Bang
maybe
Theory
$120 maybe,
When did Big Bang Theory end though?
like 10 years ago. So I mean, it's
Was it? I thought it was longer than that.
nah, probably about 10 years ago. But you're talking one of the early
Still,
episodes,
you're
so
talking 2015.
yeah.
I sold mine in 2017 and it was $200.
Okay,
all right, boys, shall we dive?
2016.
we should dive. What's wrong with fraud
Let's
other than being arrested and going to jail?
Tracy, what's wrong with the industry you partook in that was profitable?
People being able to go to war at 18 and not being able to drink. You can vote at 18.
Yeah,
You're an adult at 18,
yeah.
but you can't drink.
Okay, I like the moral standpoint.
Yeah.
I do agree with it as well.
I mean, should I have made a fake IDs for everybody? Probably not, but did I? Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
let's go back to the what's wrong with the fraud industry. So let's start with the criminal aspects, okay?
Okay.
Material costs. Those have to be high for a good fraud and to be able to pull it off for 6 years.
Yeah.
So what were your profit margins here? Like what was an ID versus what did you charge?
That's a tough question. I mean, the material cost alone, probably about $7 to $8 an ID.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what I did charge for them. Usually it was like 2 for $100.
Oh, shit, not bad.
So not bad. I mean, I had but labor, like my time.
Yeah.
So that got exponentially shorter as I went on.
Yeah.
Get better at something.
Bought
You get
more
smart.
equipment.
Yeah.
And
Well, no, you get better.
Figured
at
out how to do it
something,
faster.
Automated.
Master your trade, whether it's a good trade or not.
Yeah, exactly. So
Right.
the longer I went on, the quicker it went, to the point everything that I could click a button, it was automated almost. But I still had to print them. I still had to cut them. I was manually punching them out. Different types of ink, UV ink on a ID, so you could hold it up under a black light.
so they were pretty legit when it came to the actual
Let me
test of them.
let me tell you the quote from the Department of Revenue. You took our ID apart in 10 minutes.
Nice.
So we spent 5 years developing it. So you know why you have a new ID right now for Missouri?
I don't, but
Okay, well if you got an
I'm from Illinois, so-
He can show you why if you hold it up to the light with the micro perforations.
mine had those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
even the little holes of the shape of whatever.
Clover, I think.
I have an old ID, which is the style I made,
Okay.
but if you've got an ID in the last about 5 years, it's a new ID.
Yeah, yeah. I have a real ID. Can you show
Mine's
me
a-
what's fake
mine's a
about
real
that?
ID.
Or what's bullshit about that?
Well, yeah, I mean everything.
It's just a star.
It's a star.
It's a fucking
I
star.
could have printed that on there
Because that does so much for
Oh, God.
safety.
Yeah.
It's just another scam. All right. Tell us how you got your start into this. I do have to go back to the start, actually, and hear what got you going.
I got asked by so my official start in making them, or my first start way before that.
I think we should start way before that
So
because that's got to lead up to the
All right, so when I was in high school, I got asked to make a fake ID. I bought all the stuff that, a high school kid can afford, and none of it was the right stuff. And I got asked to make one for a kid that was like 19. And that's kind of a...
I was expecting at least a hot girl asked you to do it.
No, it was a guy.
Just some older dude.
It was a guy. He was a friend of mine, but...
Yeah.
So an older dude saw a smart younger dude and said, help me?
My brother was a friend of his, and they were going to a concert.
Got it.
That's what it was, and they wanted me to make him one. And at the time, I couldn't do it. Like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't have the right stuff, and obviously I couldn't spend thousands of dollars on equipment. I was trying to print it on the most basic printer you could ever imagine. Didn't know how to do it. But that was my actual start into it. And then, jump 5 or 6 years when I'm in college, I got asked to make another one, and I was like, I think I could do that now. And I think I can turn it into a business. Definitely an entrepreneur.
I'm just laughing. Sorry.
But that's all. I'm an entrepreneur.
That's funny. You are an entrepreneur.
It
That's funny as fuck for you to quote it that way.
I mean, every business starts with an idea
Hey,
Okay. Yeah.
if you want,
and a need.
I'll let
Meth lab.
I'm gonna hit you with this one so that your brain can start chewing with it. Okay. I think that I want to start an LLC where we're putting slot machines in hospital waiting rooms. So anyway, come back to your story.
You'd say laundromats.
No. We're gonna
That
start
too.
with hospital waiting rooms.
All right.
We're gonna start with hospital waiting rooms. That pays for the future investment.
Well, so I showed him today where I'm from in Illinois. Every grocery store, gas station,
they've got
restaurant, if you can think of it other than a hospital, it's got at least 5 slot machines in it.
I want to market the healthcare ones where you can jackpot 10% off your bill. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay. You got to at least jump to 40%.
Well, like one spot on there.
That'll be the progressive.
Yeah.
You know that we have to have like that jackpot where it's like Luigi Mangione comes out and like takes care of your bill, you know. But moving on, going back, you got started from high school.
That was the first time I ever got
I
asked to
can
make
one.
That was the first time I ever got asked to make one.
So now you feel you can make one.
In high school, did you ended up making it though?
No,
trying to.
I didn't finish anything
Okay.
that was remotely.
You tried.
I tried. But the only reason I got asked was because it was my brother and because I was really tech savvy. Like, I ran a computer repair business. I knew everything about computers. I could tear stuff apart and put it back together.
Fair enough.
But in college, I got asked to make one. And I was like, I think I can do that. First ones I made were as jankety as you could imagine. Like, if you went like this, it did just peel off.
McLovin.
I was thinking this morning, I was like, man, I wish I had a McLovin shirt. I would totally wear that today.
I have a credit card with the McLovin ID on it.
I actually had the one from the bonus DVD pack back in the day.
That's
You know
probably
what I'm
about as nice as the one that I made.
Yeah.
Like,
Just a sticker.
It was literally so it was on paper, it was laminated, and it had a sticker on the top. That was it.
Nice.
Nothing special about it.
Well, speaking of fraud, I had to cancel my credit card yesterday. Somebody was making, and it wasn't much because I didn't notice it, $15 Affirm payments
Nice.
every 2 weeks on my credit card.
That just
Man, they
means
were
that
probably
you're.
buying an exercise bike.
That just means that you have like $7 in medical debt somewhere, so someone bought it for $12 and then associated their payments to you. 'Cause
Right.
That's a real thing.
Well, it's actually a credit card I don't use, and luckily I looked before it fucked up my credit because the bill was due in like 3 days, and I haven't looked at that thing in probably 8 months because I haven't used it. Yeah, come to find out there's multiple Affirm payments down there, and I actually paid on the card at least 5 times, not realizing what I was paying on.
Congrats to contributing to the system you're upset with.
Right?
Now,
You know how many people have stole my identity in the past 3 years? Sometimes I think it's karma, but I've had
I was
my
just saying,
identity
like,
stolen,
I don't mean to be rude, but
If it makes
I've
you
had my identity stolen like 4 times.
if it makes you feel better, 63% of people have had their credit card information stolen.
Oh
and
no,
used.
mine was my
And-
whole identity.
Oh, so you got the
Social, everything.
you got the works.
Probably because I can't find my social security card, but yeah, that's a different story. I don't know where it's at.
Somebody keeps selling it down the river.
Well, I mean, in the past month, I had my Amazon and my PayPal hacked.
I've had my Venmo hacked twice. My bank will no longer allow me to put them.
You guys are both leading me down to the let's get into the dirty about this shit.
I mean,
that I want to do.
somebody hacked my computer and they took all of my logins, basically.
That means you got fucked.
But the identity is entirely different because somebody did it and they set up, what was it, like a T-Mobile bill with it.
Yeah.
They set up a T-Mobile bill and then they stopped paying it. And and T-Mobile calls me and they said, "Hey, you haven't paid your bill." And I'm like, what bill? I didn't even have you guys as a service. And they were like, "Well, do you live in?" It was up in like North Kansas City.
Right.
It was a North Kansas City address that had it, and they had it set up at their apartment. And they hadn't been paying. Like, they put their address on it and everything. And they were like, "Well, can you send us a copy of your ID? We have one on file," because when you sign up for a phone, they take a copy of your ID. And I sent it to them. They're like, "This isn't you." I'm like, "You think?" They were like, "Well, you need to go make a police report in North Kansas City." So I had to go up there and file a police report with North Kansas City. I was like, "Here's this person's address." They gave, like, T-Mobile gave it to me. They're like, "Here you go." And they're like, "Just go to the police department and give it to him."
They ain't gonna do nothing.
I didn't do anything. You know, they're like, "Well, do you want to press charges?" I was like, "Sure." If you guys actually want to go check out their apartment that they probably don't live at anymore.
Yeah.
Do you want to know how that starts, though?
Sure.
So for about $25,
You can go on and purchase a...
you go on and you purchase the back end of debt collection. And it's medical, auto, home, whatever, right?
I don't have any debt collection on me.
But here's the fun part. You might likely, without you knowing, and the reason that I say it is there's a lot of terms and service that people, Americans specifically, people, just click on without even fucking looking. When was the last time you read the terms and service of your phone? Okay. That's also, that's for real, though. Like,
Well, here's a perfect example, too. I want to jump in. My doctor, like, I argue every time I go there. I say, my provider has a $25 copay. I need to pay you. Well, we'll bill you. I've multiple times have not gotten a bill, so I'm like, when is this coming? And I'm sure they probably just wrote it off in the end. It's $25, sent it to a debt collector. If they collect it, they do. If they don't, most of them probably don't even call because of it.
But what did they do at that point? Your $25, your my $7, your $12.
They sold it and then wrote it off.
Bottom of thousands of lines of spreadsheet, and then those are what get sold to the dark web.
And nobody
that's
goes after the $7.
No.
They go after the $5,000,
and
if they get one, they get paid.
most of the people at the bottom of the debt collection spreadsheet where they're sending these fake identities and opening false lines of credit, etc. It's someone that we just write it off and we repackage it and sell it again. It's all fake. It's all synthesized.
Well, it's not fake. It's somebody's identity, but it's
identity in it. Yeah.
Well, right, but if we clear you of it, so it's no longer your identity, where does that money get charged to? Who loses that money? Because they make you whole.
Yeah.
So that's the point, is all of that debt gets written off, repackaged, and it's the same shit as like a mortgage-backed security where they sell it off as a new CDO, a collateralized
See
debt
how the medical
obligation.
industry works?
Yeah. And it's also why you can...
We just had a baby. Our bill was $52,000 for a baby.
Seems steep.
We spent 4 days in the hospital, you know, all that fun stuff.
Was
But,
it worth it?
I mean, I love my kids.
was it $50,000 directly billed to you, or was that your insurance?
Insurance, and after insurance was done, it's like you owe $4,500.
Yeah, that's
Like,
about right.
How does that work? Where does it go?
Why do we have it if we still owe so much money?
Yeah.
Right, because tech gets better and everything gets more expensive. And
Well, they
everything
won't
else.
take the kid back, so...
All right, I think it is time.
I think you can drop it at the fire station, though.
they
it's
do
only
have those boxes now sometimes.
It's only certain states that's still legal.
Gotcha.
I think like Crimea allows it, and
No, they've got the safe drop boxes, no questions asked. You drop it at the fire station, and
shipshape. Well, let's move into actually what's wrong with fraud and such, and let's talk about. Okay, you were making IDs. This was the early 2000s or late 2000s. Teens. Okay. What has come about lately that, like, I mean, when we talk about what's wrong with fraud, we're talking about rug pulls and meme coins. We're talking about everything nowadays. So, like, what do you think fraud is anymore? Like, let me get your thoughts on fraud, because I want to know, because a rug pull, and I'll give you context, a rug pull is when someone's dumb enough to not look, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
I don't love saying that because I know someone's mommy and poppy got hurt on it, but, like, that is the truth. A rug pull is when you didn't see it coming, and it was available for the finding.
For the most part.
So
I don't disagree.
what do you define fraud as? What are we talking now?
I mean, it's a broad statement.
It's a broad brush. Let's paint.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Fraud could be anything. I mean, fraud is me making fake IDs, but fraud is also the thousands of scam websites out there that misrepresent. Like, I've had some with my business where they put up my items for sale for $19. Well, they're $200, and people get mad at me because they're dumb enough to go on that website and pay for $19 for something that they think is $200. And
I mean, perfect example. I was on Marketplace the other day. I know a very reputable dealer selling some kayaks, $2,500. That's about what it cost. I saw somebody in Jeff City, 2 hours away. They have the same exact pictures, asking like $800 for it. Mm-hmm. Same exact pictures that they stole from that person, asking
you pay
like
first. Nah.
Yeah, it's, I bet if you message them, yeah, give me this much Venmo and I'll hold it for you. Or that's the only way you can get it, is if I hold it for you.
Yeah.
I also know somebody that got on a website 2 days ago. They were looking for an apartment. They paid a $70 background check fee to an apartment that does not exist.
I mean,
That's good passive income.
My wife bought a whole bunch of dresses a few weeks ago, and then they used a Chinese tracking website that actually fake tracks it to your door.
Oh, you know what I had? Hold on. I bought a wine cooler once off of eBay.
Yeah.
About $250. They go for about $300. I thought, oh, this is really cheap. The tracking number was a pamphlet delivered by UPS.
All right, so if I want to hear you dum-dums get scammed for longer, we'll come back to these stories. But with fraud nowadays, like, I'm thinking meme coins. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking all of these nonprofits that are less than awesome, right?
No, I mean, look at look at the Black Lives Matter. How many mansions got bought with those donations? I mean, like you said, fraud has become legal. You donated that money to them, so they bought mansions with it for themselves.
And that's where I'm going with this is, you know, at what level of sucker is it legal, and at what level of stupid should we no longer feel bad? Because when I look at all of this, and I look at, like, the majority of pig butchering and the majority of these, like, social security scams and the kind of shit that affects the older, right?
Yeah.
I feel bad. It hits the heartstrings, and my grandparents are subject to it.
So my grandma was too. She thought her Social Security was going to disappear if she didn't give $12 a month, and she did every month.
Dude, my grandpa called me to install new RAM on his hardware for a package he didn't order to an address that wasn't his to a name that wasn't his. It was going to make his computer faster. So, like, I love these people. Don't get me wrong. It's our grandpappies, like, right?
It is. It's
but
the older generation for sure.
And it's hard to be upset at a certain level, because I do have a very Darwinian thought process, but I feel fucking terrible when I see these people get scammed because they didn't grow up with it.
Exactly.
They had no fucking knowledge of it. You could never take my grandfather, who's 90 plus years old, and tell him, I'm going to put the world at your fingertips.
Well, they prey.
It doesn't work.
They prey on fear and empathy, because we're going to take this away from you if you don't get it.
Yeah.
Or they use the charitable, like, we need you to save this and you have to save that, and this is our plan, and you get suckered into it.
Well, it's empathy. It's empathy is what it is. It's like, oh, you need this? Okay.
Let's talk about the dark side of it, too. How many of them get a little threatening? And how many of them sound the same as the text service that if these people call?
That's true. I saw a video the other day.
No offense, that's a realistic concept that people
Well, here's a perfect example.
Forget.
I saw a video of somebody calling the cops because they were afraid this woman was being scammed.
Yep.
She was at a Bitcoin machine feeding $100 bills in because Chase Bank told her that if she didn't, that she would be arrested for fraud because her account was hacked. So she needs to take all her money and put it into the Bitcoin. And this guy, he was clearly from India, was sitting there yelling at her. She's like, the cop's telling me to stop. He's like, no, you don't listen to that cop. You do it. You have to do it now or you're being arrested. And the cop is listening to it because it's on speakerphone.
Yeah, I've seen these videos, man.
All right.
And who wins 99% of the time?
The person being
The scammer.
The scammer.
I got a good one for you. This was probably 6 or 8 months ago. My wife gets a call, shows up on her phone, Jackson County Sheriff's Department.
Yep.
Oh yeah, those are easy to do too. Just quick apps.
Spoof
Spoof
number. All
numbers,
right.
baby.
Yep.
But it was. I listened in on part of this call. She was on the phone for 45 minutes.
Oh,
And it was
Jesus.
the most real call I've ever seen. This person calls her and says, "All right, you missed your jury duty. This was the court case. This was the summons number. They sent it to your house. It returned signed.
Did you check them out?
It was all legit.
Oh my God.
The judge was legit. The case was legit. All of it was legit.
Damn.
Until it finally got to the point that was, you need to go and you need to pay money into this kiosk. And that's when I was like, that's fake.
Yeah.
I knew it was fake at that point. They were like, if you don't go do this right now, you'll be arrested. And one of the other keys was, he's like, well, if you set foot in an airport, you're going to be arrested and detained on site. My wife was like, I just traveled 2 days ago, and you told me this was when? Like 6 days ago, that it became active. And she's like, I just went through 3 major U.S. airports. No issues. So it was that legit, though. They're getting good.
Okay, so I want to throw one out there.
But this was not from a foreign country. This
Fair.
was definitely a local
Domestic attack. Yep.
Knew what was happening. Checked the website, local records.
I'm sitting with my buddy Aaron, and he gets a text message, and it's Kansas tolls, Kansas tax.
Oh yeah,
You know what
that's
I mean?
the new one.
Well, this is what's fantastic about it. He actually was the, I think, OG reporter to one of their frauds, because we were sitting and we were drinking a beer, and he gets a text message. He puts that through another website, like a phishing attack website, you know, and sure enough, it kicks back. Shit. So he goes over to the KTAG, whatever it is, website to report it. Does his thing, refreshes the page after he submits his report. Do not get and submit payments through text messengers. That landed millions of dollars. That text message alone, it was KTAG. That's Kansas Tag. That's like our local, what people here have if they commute.
Yeah, anywhere.
I got one yesterday.
Yeah.
But I did look, and it was the first number that came from was plus 63, which is like it was the Philippines.
Dude,
Yeah.
I can attest to this.
Oh, I'm sure it was local.
His was plus 913.
So I did
Kansas,
have
just
one
like you would expect.
I did have one come through the other day, and I got to thank the scammers. I knew it was a scam to begin with, but it reminded me that I went through Oklahoma last weekend and they got rid of the tolls, that you have to go on and do it all online now. So it reminded me that I didn't pay my toll in Oklahoma yet. So I guess
There you go.
I got that paid so I didn't get fined a lot more.
But how do you like to mess with them?
I got over that because it does no good. I mean, I know it takes their time, but
buttons.
All right, so let's talk about their background. And this is all what's wrong with fraud, right? So we're tying in here, and I feel like I have some that I've researched on this. Do you realize that there are like Chinese state-sponsored areas that are basically capturing slaves? They're taking people on false job applications, taking their passport, locking them up, and then they make them scam people. That is pig butchering.
I have heard of it. I don't know how legit it is, but
there's an area on the border of China where China and Malaysia, ironically, and it's right there, and it's very you can zoom in on it. You can.
Is this a conspiracy or is this like proven?
It's pretty proven.
Google Earthed it.
Well, feel free to do your own diving, but I will say, if you go through, and you do the research on pig butchering,
Okay.
there are a lot of people in technical positions that are being false flagged on job applications. So like they're going to like LinkedIn, they're going to the sources, and they're finding recruiters that are fake.
All right, explain what pig butchering is, because the first time
Pig butchering?
yeah.
So it's the okay. So pig butchering at a generic is when you get a message that is intended for someone else, and you respond back, "Hey, wrong number," and
Gotcha.
then that conversation starts.
fake
phishing
one,
to
the
an
fake
extent.
one. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
So they can
But
turn into romance scams.
Hey, is
They
this
can turn
Jeff?
into business idea scams. They
the text that you get, it's like, "Hey, is
Yeah.
this Jeff?"
All right, so covering pig butchering briefly, and now talking about all of the new shit that's available with tech, whether it's stealing cars, whether it's capturing your phone data, whether it's capturing your card data, whether it's something that's even more physical like an ID, right? What's wrong with fraud? Because at a certain level, I start to question parts of this, especially with like rug pulls on meme coins, especially with some of the other shit where you're stuck. The terms of service, you're just, there's no one to go after. You know,
Well, my thing is, like, I have no sympathy for the people with the meme coins with that. There is no regulations. That is wide out in the open. There is nothing hiding that. There are no regulations. If you get scammed, you get scammed. You're on your own.
There are still people who make money on them too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it just depends on if you're smart enough to get out right away.
Question: should anyone in the White House be able to run a coin?
No.
Meme coin.
No.
I'm on your team so far.
No, I probably not.
Again,
Yeah.
I'm asking, here's what I'm asking.
And here's the only reason I say that.
Shut your titties. I mean it. I don't care who's current administration. I don't care who's former administration. I don't care who's future. Should any president be able to run a meme coin? An influencer-based coin?
Here's where I have the thing. They are a U.S. citizen, and they have every right of every other human being out there. But, I think they're in a position of power where they have to sell off their businesses anyways, or turn them over. So to be able to do that, I would imagine on paper he has it listed as somebody else as the owner of it, and it's his name and
no
likeness.
shit, but
it's an NIL, not him.
But he also has his wife running one too. So
She's not in the office.
again, questions exist as a should anyone influential in politics?
I don't think anybody in politics should be able to trade stocks or have coins or anything else because they all have insider trading. Nancy Pelosi's husband is just fucking amazing at his stock picks, let me tell you.
I'm gonna join his.
Okay,
his
let's
Right?
go back to the
Old
actual-
Paul's got it on
got a good
lockdown.
hedge fund there.
You guys have to understand, as long as they comply with the Stock Act, I know, hilarious. That's how they came up with that acronym. Stock Act. As long as they comply with it and they disclose it, they can get rich and fuck us every day.
The bad thing is that they get rich every day off of disclosing stocks that they sit on the damn committees.
But do you want to know the funny part? If they don't follow the Stock Act and they fail to do so,
They get a $25 fine.
dude, the fines they're like $200.
Yep.
They're like $200 on $4 million of gain.
Same thing with, well, you misappropriated funds from your campaign. Oh, well, that's a $2,000 fine. Yeah, you
$40
got
million.
$40 million and have to pay $2,000 of that as a fine.
Boys, we're hitting this deep. What is wrong with fraud? Because I would argue it exists in politics, it exists in healthcare, it exists in the medical industry, it exists in the auto industry. I think it exists in the residential industry.
Well, like we just talked,
right,
they're getting better and better at it, and people are getting dumber and dumber.
When you break it down, what is fraud? It's lying, and
Not necessarily.
I mean fibbing.
Yeah.
If you have,
I mean, but for the most part, there's some sort of a lie involved. Even with like my IDs, it was you're lying about your age.
Yeah.
For the people that are like Oh,
I wouldn't say there's
jail.
I wouldn't say there's lying. There, in every form of fraud, there is deception.
I would say they're still lying. I mean,
deception is
still
lying.
I would say they're still lying in all of it.
I think Randy's trying to
Deception,
lawyer
lying.
your term of lying.
Okay,
to
deception. Deception's fine.
Okay.
But every form of fraud is deception.
Yes.
That's what it boils down to.
Because I say deception because sometimes it's blatant. The rules are there.
Yeah.
Nobody's lying to you about it. You're just stupid and do it.
Yes.
But you're still putting them out there hoping that person is deceived.
Yeah. How gullible are you?
And like Ken-Zee said earlier, at some point, a lot of these, I kind of go with the Darwin. Like you said, you fuck yourself. You didn't read. You didn't take the time to look into it. That's kind of on you.
You fell in love with a robot?
No.
I don't mean, I know it sounds cold.
I know
it sounds fucking cold, but you fell in love with a
I see
messenger.
it more and I see it more and more.
Yeah. No,
I see
you
it
fell
more
in
and
love
more.
with a chat app that somehow pictures showed up and you thought they were real.
And don't worry, that bartender is definitely flirting with
100%
you.
she's real. No questions.
No, she's flirting with you for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Just like
Strippers.
the strip
Yeah,
clubs.
the strippers
Just
too,
like
yeah.
The strippers love you. And they are going to go home with you after you
If you're
spend.
in Junction
Okay,
City,
so-
probably.
If you come back 5 more times, they will.
Now, I want to hear you guys' real takes on this. Like,
Hold on. That is a perfect example of fraud. They will tell you whatever you want.
Are we really talking about
and that's their
strippers?
job.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
their
no,
job.
I get it. That's their job.
is to lie to you to be successful.
Are there jobs that are intentional fraud?
Cops can lie to you to get you to admit things.
Some lawyers.
So are you saying cops are frauds?
They can be.
They can.
They can legally lie to you.
They
No,
can.
I'm asking. I'm not fucking portraying a story here. I'm asking.
I'm not saying that they are fraud. I'm saying they can legally, fraudulently give you a story and tell you lies to get you to admit to something.
I'm very aware. So who's a fraud nowadays? Because it sounds like we've covered fraudulence on both sides of the law.
Correct?
Yeah. And I would argue, as someone who has zero qualifications to speak to it, but someone who did grow up with a mother in the federal court system,
And a father in the legal system.
and a father that retired chief of police. The reality of this is that when it hits the courtroom, it's theatrics.
Yeah.
It's theatrics. It's the reason that you can fake a lot of IDs. We'll just say a lot, not knowing numbers, and get 30 days. And a fine that sounds like it was if you had been a smarter criminal and stashed some cash. Easy to cover. But
He did. He sold his Bitcoin to do it.
long and skinny.
Nope. We won't go there though.
I mean,
Okay, fair enough. We'll leave it at that.
It was from another source, but
there are a lot of questions just in general of what is fraud now? What really is fraud nowadays?
Seems like everything at some extent is fraud. I mean,
Well, okay.
loans are
there's
fraud,
fraud
credit
about
cards.
everything.
If you donate to a church and the church has a promise of doing something and they don't, is that fraud or is that just God's will?
It's deception.
Donating and then, I mean, yeah, it's deception, which theoretically is fraud. I mean,
But
you're not
is it
lying.
if they
okay,
if it
but I
is
think
it
there's
fraud if someone of the American people does it of their own free will and volition?
I think it comes down to how many people does it hurt before you justify it.
You're asking about a moral compass, and I'm
That's- I
talking
think-
about objective
I
facts.
understand that, but doesn't it come down to what you think is moral and what you don't in fraud?
Well, no, because I
what
think
about the people who
No.
prey on the old people?
I don't agree with that, and the
No?
reason I say it is I think if you say the word fraud, then I think that you can be indicted.
Fraud.
Yeah.
You can be indicted.
So can I be indicted now? I said the word fraud.
Oh, God damn it, dude.
Okay, I don't think if you say it. I think you.
When we're talking about the definition of the word fraud, you have to be able to
But
be.
does it break the law? Is probably a.
And that is where
And there's a
I
big
start to
gray
question
area.
a lot of things because, again, a rug pull, it isn't fraud. They have their legal terms covered. It's just influencers with stupid followers and naive thought process.
Have you read the definition of fraud from the a government standpoint.
I know, I
it's
haven't.
about everything.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're lying to people about anything or even remotely hinting
fraud,
it,
fraud
it's
can
fraud.
be from embezzling. Fraud can be from me manufacturing IDs. Fraud could be from you lying in court. There's so many things that fraud can be.
I bet this microphone loop that Randy has right here
probably
is fraudulent.
Yeah,
It's fraudulent
for
as
sure.
fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, mine's wrapped, so
but here's what I ask. Do they define it so vaguely that they can define it however they choose when it comes to
Well, let's ask Jamie.
Wait.
Let's ask Jamie what fraud is. It says that it's a wrongful or criminal deception intended to result in financial or personal gain.
Okay.
Okay,
I
so
want to go
money.
back to my question for Tracy now. Go back to what you just said about fraud with how vague they describe it and how loose they interpret it to leave interpretation on the table.
I mean, it could be anything. I mean, fraud is anything they can charge you with. But like Randy said there, it has to do with money, 100%.
So fraud just needs money.
Fraud needs money.
No.
Well,
By the legal term, it needs material.
okay, a material gain.
Okay.
Not even gain. It's just a material. It's it's an intentional misrepresentation of material.
Okay, but what was your other one? Because that was about money.
Well, the Webster's was deception for gain is basically what.
Wait a minute. Let me go back to what's wrong here. Because something's wrong here. You found two different definitions for the same word?
Well, I found a Webster's and a legal. Surprise!
Wait. The one that we teach children isn't the one that's used in court?
Nope. Apparently not.
Oh, wait a minute. That sounds like fraud.
Right?
Oh, it's fraud for
That
fraud.
sounds like fraud. To teach these fucking youngsters a different definition of what we're going to go to jail for?
But if you read to the very bottom, it is intentional use of deceit to deprive another of money, property, or legal rights.
Legal rights. That part leaves it vague.
Very vague.
Very vague.
That's why the law is a very large gray area.
Huh. And cops are taught for 6 months to learn it all. Lawyers are taught for 7 years. Just to recap that.
Yep.
So cops learn and enforce the law in months. Lawyers take years to learn it.
On the job training.
Got it. I'm just making sure I was
Accelerated course.
catching up on that one out loud.
You know, college isn't for everybody.
Okay, so Tracy,
Right?
let's talk about this.
And if you do go to college, apparently there's a lot of financial gain opportunities.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of 18-year-olds.
So, boys, I want to bring something to your attention. Let's talk about like Autel products, Flipper Zero, these kinds of things for a second.
All right, define Flipper Zero, because I don't think a lot of people who are listening even know what it is,
Yeah.
because I had to deep dive it after hearing from you what it was.
Mine just shows up on my Facebook, and just because of my search history.
Weird.
No.
Fucking
You
criminal.
deviant.
Little dolphin on it.
So we have a fraud in the studio.
Self-admitted.
I was formally charged.
All right. So a Flipper Zero.
He worked hard to get that title.
A Flipper Zero is basically a sniffer. It basically listens to the signals sent by data. That's the simplest way to phrase it, okay?
So data
it's a
is sent by a wavelength.
It's a microphone for data. Okay.
Okay.
So for an example,
Actually, it's more like a spider web for data.
what could be. For example, we're sitting here. Mm-hmm. Your neighbor opens their garage door. Your Flipper Zero is loaded up and ready to go and listening. You now have their code, so you can tell their garage door to open or close.
Their frequency.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's say that you pull your card out and you go to swipe at a tap to pay at the grocery store. Mm-hmm. Well, there is, because that's a wireless card with you tapped it, a frequency is transmitted.
Correct.
This listens. Okay?
Yep. Okay.
Following along, this just captured your card. This just
What's
captured.
the distance?
Decent.
Okay.
Let's just phrase
Why
it.
don't you look up
decent.
Flipper Zero for us? Because I want you to see what they pose it as.
I want Oh, it's just it's a pen tester tool.
I thought it was a remote control.
It's a penetration tester tool, I believe.
Is it?
Well,
It's a portable multi-tool for pen testers and geeks in a toy-like body.
Okay.
But the good news is, in 6 months they'll call it what you just called
It's a remote.
And it says
it's a universal remote.
This is
tell you that on my Facebook when it came up, it said a universal remote control for anything you want.
Yep.
all it says right here is it loves hacking digital stuff such as radio protocols, access control systems, hardware, and more. It's fully open source and customizable.
Okay, so now that we have an idea on
All in a toy-looking box.
Yeah.
Okay.
About the size of your palm.
So now you guys are less ignorant.
Smaller than your vape.
You guys are less ignorant now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a Flipper Zero. Mm-hmm. Auto, A-U-T-E-L. All of those products available on Amazon. That is why all of the goddamn Hellcats are getting stolen. It's why all of the digital shit gets stolen, because it's a product where you can upload your own source code for these simple apps that basically unlock everything. And they're sold on fucking Amazon, and they'll be at your door in 2 goddamn days. And that's what's wrong with fraud for me, is the fact that we've made these things so accessible.
Yep.
The fact that a Flipper Zero doesn't need but a 9-year-old to figure out what the fuck he's doing to sell a data brokerage on an Excel spreadsheet.
But it captures your remote frequency,
you can change your
and
TV
it captures your CO2 sensor, and it programs it for you. That's why you have it, according to Wikipedia.
Yeah, Wikipedia, the company that needs donations, that has millions in the bank and a 100-year fucking endowment. Fuck off with that. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
That's what I source all my stuff from.
Yeah, that's a good source. It's a good source.
That's how I made IDs.
It's definitely not profitable.
It is not asking me for a donation this time, which is surprising.
It does that like twice a year.
Yeah, well, lick my
April, I think, is a
April.
good time.
So where I'm going with fraud is, again, with this stuff, terms of service. Terms of service is where I think fraud exists a lot, because so many people forget, if they pull out their phone and click the app, and let's just say it says X, Insta, Facebook, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. It's free to click. You open it up and you can use it and do everything through it that you would be able to. And if you want to go viral, you can even pay to boost your posts.
Correct.
Yeah. And then you get into bot farms and everything else and all the craziness that goes into that.
Well,
everything on the internet is fake.
Yep.
It's all fucking fake. It's a digital reality for people who can't find love.
I would say it's probably 0.5% real.
I think there's a lot more than 0.5% real. What I think, though, is that your algorithms...
It's growing.
No, when I say 0.5, I'm talking about 0.5 of the top 1% is real. Where
I'm going with it is that I think every algorithm that you've ever had trained on your social media is probably AI slop and bullshit, and maybe a few real influencers who share some shit now and again.
Well, let's even look at it this way.
But it's not. It's not
if you
real.
change something on your profile, like your information, all of a sudden your algorithm just changed. And it sends you a lot of stuff based on anger to promote.
Bring you in.
A lot of shit.
Guess what? They have people who are dedicated to the science of how that works.
I know.
And to captivate you, they start with anger and then they bring it back to happiness. And it's a sinusoidal wave that they want to tailor down to more anger peaks and less happy peaks. And do you want to know why? Because it induces scrolling and time on it, imagine. Well, okay, you're kind of correct. Engagement.
Yeah.
And guess what? 99% of... I made that number up, I won't lie. A shitload. The vast majority of people...
Are we talking like Taco Bell shitload, or are we talking like...
Metric.
Oh, metric shitload. Metric shit ton.
How many people only go on the internet to talk about something when it's a bad experience?
Yeah, most.
Most.
When do you leave a review? Are you a review person?
I am, and I actually have a policy.
Yeah.
I will,
As a business owner, though, that's
Okay, yeah,
understandable.
let me walk you through this, okay? Small business owner.
Yeah.
I want to clarify exactly
Yeah.
how my rating system works so other people can hear it.
Fair.
When I go to a place that is anywhere in the world, if it's found by Google, I look at the number, like the stars on the reviews. Let's call it 3.9. Okay, that's an average bear.
Yeah.
Right. Probably good food. Probably had some shitheads.
I probably won't go there.
Really?
Yeah. I'm picky. I don't know.
Well, let me rephrase
Yeah,
this.
keep going. No.
I always assume that 3.9 means 4.6, and that's because I always have a
Depends on where you're at.
I always argue that
It depends on how many reviews.
Yeah, that's true too. If it's like 8, then it's different. If it's like
yeah.
800,
If you're at like 8,000 and you got a 3.2, you're probably not
definitely
good.
not going to eat there.
But 0.7 stars are swayed by a handful.
Correct. If it's small.
A handful.
Yeah, if it's small,
A
yeah.
handful.
Yeah.
So where I
The
go,
number comes into play. But
let's say I find a place that sounds good to me. Looked at the menu. We're going to go. 3.9 stars.
Okay.
Right then and there, my decision is made. There's no review that is less than 4 stars. Because at 3 stars, I'm hurting this restaurant, and I know everyone has an off night. And I will, with my service industry background, understand and accept that. And I will also assess the situation. So when I walk in, if there's 3 fucking people in the restaurant and you fuck me over, I'm not going to 1-star you, but I'm never coming back.
what if it's a chain?
And I try to avoid.
Okay.
I try
Fair
to
enough.
avoid.
Just-
now, but
Same.
But let's say it's at 3.9, okay? And I'm assuming that means 4.6. And the reason that I say
If
it
it's a
is
small business, yeah.
0.7 stars always go to the bullshit of the dumbest fucks that exist on the
I
internet.
went and it was closed.
You want to know what number? You want to know what the number 1 complaint on our 1-star review list is?
Oh, what is it?
That DoorDash took too long, and they hit us with 1 stars. That's my problem. That's my fucking problem.
Yeah, I know, and I get that. I actually a lot of times I'll click on the 1-star reviews
Feel
just
free.
to view them.
Feel free.
I will
go
too.
through
Just to view
mine.
them.
Go through mine.
But
I love the ones that
All right.
they didn't have any vegan options. Well, it's a fucking
It's a
barbecue joint.
Well, let's go back a step here, and let's just assume realistic 3.9 stars. I'm going in. I will rate that restaurant 4 stars or 5 stars because I'm not here to hurt the reviews, and I understand they have a day off and everyone has a bad day.
Yeah, fair enough.
I also fucking rarely, and I mean, man, so goddamn rarely do I actually think about leaving a shit review for someone. And I mean that in the sense that I married someone who's worked in the service industry, and there is a patience among us that I think is better than the average CEO.
I don't leave reviews. I go if I have a bad experience. I may, if it's not like god awful, I will go one more time, give them another chance. Then I just choose not to go there. I don't help it. I don't hurt it.
all right, but
I
if
just
you're
don't
gonna
go.
leave a review, are you more likely to leave a good review or a bad review?
I would say if I was going to leave a review, it would probably be in anger to angrily post it. And I'm just talking for the masses out there.
Yeah.
It's usually they go to it. You don't have a good experience. Think, that was great. Let's go review it. No, I had a shit. They took 5 minutes to get my drink order.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
generation
okay.
is the worst?
Gen Z probably.
I would argue.
Millennial? Boomer? Yeah. It depends if they get on. I would say Gen Z probably is
Yeah, we
quicker
gotta know
to...
how to
I would say
but-
Gen Z is probably quicker to jump to the
for
internet and
sure.
get to
They're
it.
going to be the ones who are going to be more likely to leave any kind of review, but
I feel like Gen Z is going to jump on and review it right there while they're sitting at the table.
So here's my favorite take for it. If you go to Google and look up an average restaurant, anyone, right? It's probably gonna be like 4 stars. Let's just hypothetical.
average.
Jimmy John's has 4 stars.
yeah.
Okay. Go to Yelp. That's 1.3 stars because only boomers go to Yelp. It's sponsored bullshit, and they all just bitch. That's all Yelp is. There's no 5-star review on Yelp
It's like
anywhere.
a BBB review.
Dude, they're shitheads. They're just pure shitheads, and they make sure to contact you every year to let you pay to promote better, and then they flood you with the other. And for me, I laugh because I'm like, well, I realized it early. If you go look at Yelp. I don't want to deal with you as a customer.
The only time I would leave reviews is if somebody asks for it potentially. I might leave it, but that's usually in like a foreign country, like
Fair.
with tourists, or if it's an awful experience that should have never happened.
So we're going back to where I struggle is as soon as we talk about reviews, as soon as we talk about fraud.
Yeah.
We found fraud in reviews because, again, the masses do not go say, I had a great time.
Nope.
They go and bitch.
Say,
and it's because we have created a victim culture via social media, and it's ludicrous.
I actually had no intention of tying this into fraud, but now that we're on it, I've got a question for you because we talked about it today.
Me?
Yeah, I got a question for Ken-Zee. We spoke about this today. I want to get your thought and take. Macron's wife just sued Candace Owens for allegedly.
We're going into this?
Yeah, well, I'm going to talk. It's technically that she's being sued for fraud.
Yeah.
For fraudulently speaking an untruth.
Yeah.
So I want to get your take on that. She said that the president of France, his wife, is transgender.
Yep.
And she is now being sued for said comment.
It seems like evidence should be available.
Okay.
I'm going to leave it at that. And the reason that I say that, there's a lot of evidence that is supposedly available via word that hasn't surfaced via photograph, via anything else. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It does not affect my life. I don't care. I personally believe there's a place for gay people, trans people, everything in this world, country, alone, world. I think we've gotten a little weird with certain things. Okay.
Well, like I brought up earlier, just because you say something, should you be criminally charged in order to pay $1 billion for that?
It's a very weird thing in a country where you supposedly have free speech, but you know where I'm going with this, and you know my favorite expression is the only place you can say fire in public is the internet.
Correct.
You can't yell it in a theater. You can't yell it at the farmer's market. You can't yell it
At a
anywhere other than digitally.
You can yell at your house.
And honestly, digitally it took off. Because how many fucking kids would say, oh, this is fire? I'm so sick of them. Like, just toss them against the wall. Parents do better.
I say fire.
Fire.
That shit.
I want to
If you're talking about food, maybe, but
Yeah, I only say it about food.
Let's just go back, though, like with the fraud thought process, with what you brought up on the trial. What is fraud? And the reason that I say it is we have left it so vague. We have left everything open to an interpretation because we have to. We have human lawyers that have subjective feelings and thoughts that are trying these goddamn cases of fraud.
The reason I brought up the whole Candace Owens things, fraud pays. She just got sued by the president of France. She is on every publication around the world. And I screenshotted her YouTube account today just to see what her count goes up to in a month, in 2 months.
It will be a fun explanation.
And whether she has to pay $4 or $5 million, I would imagine the ad fees to get that many followers and get that many views and make that much money off of YouTube probably doesn't even touch what she'll have to pay in legal fines if she even does.
What if she's right?
Well, then you got a counter case.
yeah.
And
Defamation, a little bit.
here's what
Depends
I
on how much they
asked.
throw under the bus.
And I asked him earlier, if I say my opinion or evidence shows, does that dissolve me of all libel, slander, anything else that I've said about that? Because
Evidence
it's
shows
my
means you
opinion.
have something.
I think you have to produce a source if
Yeah.
you say evidence shows.
I believe she showed a picture,
say, I think.
allegedly, of that person as a child.
Well, you could say, I think.
I think.
Thoughts are free.
There,
Does that dissolve you of
We're
liability?
I think so.
we're right back into the same argument.
What's right?
The only place you can say fire in public, internet.
Yeah.
It's a weird fucking time to be alive.
It is.
Because if you thought you uncovered something, and in this podcast, if we thought we had treasure of any verbal sense, and we said it. We could be sued for fraud.
We could.
What if we were right? How we're going to dissolve instantly?
Come in.
Well, free speech is a fucking. That's like safety third. Free speech is third, man.
Well, that's what this whole thing is about.
Allegedly, it's one. But...
Okay. Do you really think that we don't have state-sponsored media? Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh yeah, they just cut the funding to state-sponsored media.
Out of curiosity, what political party does Mark Zuckerberg align with? #today.
I don't know.
Right. Because #today is a different day than every other day for him.
It was. I could have told you a year ago what I thought.
Do you want to know what I would argue? #profit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't give a fuck.
No.
He doesn't give a fuck.
No.
Why would he?
When he saw the Democrats on their way out, I feel awful for aligning with them.
Whoops. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Count it.
How many dollars did he take before he made that statement?
Again.
How many dollars did he take to make that statement?
What is fraud in 2025? I'll shut up. I want to hear both your guys' actual definitions from your brains on what you believe fraud to be today.
Honestly, my opinion of fraud today is life. You are hit with so many advertisements that you can your dick's going to be huge if you take this pill. You're going to be getting all the girls if you know this. Learn this language in 2 days. Everything is hitting you in the face as you're scrolling your damn phone 150 times an hour, and it's all fraud.
Advertising and marketing for sure.
So your definition of fraud is digital.
No, I'm saying life. Everything. You see it on billboards. You see it.
What is fraudulent about this podcast right now? Because it's in person, and you're saying everything in life. What are
I'm
you
sure we
associating?
misrepresented something at some point in this conversation.
99% of something.
Okay, so let me...
And it's not intentional.
Yeah.
We try to research everything, but you just said 99% of something, and you corrected yourself. I'm not saying you were intentionally doing it, but like in everyday conversation, somebody lies. I think it's like 3 times a minute.
I'm gonna say purposely misrepresenting something.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
attention? For what?
Gain.
What?
Gain. Any kind of gain.
Any kind of game.
Attention
kind of
is a gain.
Yeah,
Clicks.
attention.
Clicks.
Yeah. Clicks.
Money.
Likes. Money.
All right. Randy, shut the fuck up. Tracy, what is fraud in 2025 in your brain? What if you were the one to write the definition today?
That's
I
awful.
don't
Well,
bring easy questions.
I know you don't. No, I mean I'm gonna go with misrepresenting for gain.
Misrepresenting for...
I mean, I don't think the definition
Very broad.
changes. I
Very
think
broad.
Broad, but very accurate.
so. You're accurate, and I don't. And that was the definition 10 years ago, and it was 20 years
and
ago.
it is, but-
I don't think the definition changes. I think the product and the delivery
Completely.
changes daily.
And the delivery is 100%.
I think that the people at the top that dictate our lives, that write this shit for us, realized we can hide so much in the fine print and collaborate so much with X, Y, and Z that you can't turn the bill down because you're upset about one thing, because we'll ruin you publicly on social media about
Technology.
it. And here's one for instance. You didn't vote for veterans? You didn't vote for the veteran increase in the bill? Well, let me tell you about the bill. Everything about it sucks. You didn't vote for the veteran increase in
Did
the
you
bill?
read the rest of it?
And the thing about it is, who wins?
Let's break it down to a personal level.
Who wins?
If you read through your terms of services on your TVs,
You'd be fucking terrified.
you would be terrified because legally they have the right to listen to you, watch you, anything that TV can do, they can do whatever. Now, imagine your Alexa, now that it can legally, they changed the terms of services, I believe. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure they can turn anything recorded now over to law enforcement. You are being listened to and watched at all times, anytime. If you think you're not, you're a fucking idiot.
You sent your DNA to one of the DNA test sites?
I have
No, I have not.
I have a fun one.
They'll send it off for you.
Oh, I know.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll send it off to all the criminal,
Well, they
to
just-
CODIS and all
one of
that.
the big ones just sold.
23andMe.
Yeah, 23andMe.
They just
Yeah.
sold. So they're gonna sell off anything about you, including all your genetic markers.
And they sent out the most discreet version of how to purge your data if you didn't want to be
I didn't do that one, but I did Ancestry. It's at least a little more legitimate, but you know, government already has my information, so I'm probably all right.
But here's the thing. I know there's people out there that are like, you got to protect your identity, this, that, and the other. Like, they're watching at all times. It's like, dude, you have a driver's license. They have all your facial markers. They have all your information. You don't need to hide everything. It's already out there.
Have you flown recently?
It's been about a year.
Almost every airport recently uses facial recognition.
I saw that.
So you walk through TSA. I went through one probably 5 years ago. I walked through and it just took a picture of me and it was like, this is your ticket. I didn't authorize it.
Yeah.
I just went through and it was there.
I'm sure it was written somewhere, though.
Wait, did you buy a ticket to fly?
Yeah.
Then you probably authorized the terms of service to be a part of the airport.
If you
walked into the airport of free will.
TSA now, I just flew last week. So if you go through TSA now, it says we're going to take a picture of you. You can opt out.
Right. Do you really fucking think you can opt out?
You can.
Do you really think they don't?
They already have it. They've already done it 4 times.
That camera is live 24/7.
Well, we're talking about cameras and opting out and all this other stuff. Look what just happened at a Coldplay concert.
Okay.
No, hold on.
I'm hearing you.
So, when you enter a building,
Terms of service.
there's terms of services,
Private property.
and there's private property, and there is public,
Yep.
which once you walk out your front door, if it is not a paid private building that you're like a member to, you lose all rights to privacy. And I don't think people understand that. Like, you walk out your front door, privacy ends. People can get in front of your face and film you, and you can't do a damn thing about it. I hope that doesn't happen because that person's an asshole for doing it, but you lose all freedoms the second you walk out your house door.
There are some rules in place about private conversations. Depending on the state,
Where-
Missouri does not have one.
But where does it take
Goddamn,
place?
Doesn't matter.
Why are you so knowledgeable?
Yeah. So there are some where you have to disclose if you're recording a conversation.
Okay.
But in Missouri, it's not one. Only one person in that party has to know. So if we're having a conversation, if I know and I'm recording it, I don't ever have to tell you.
I
So
believe
just so you know, this
40
conversation is recorded.
I do believe it's. I could be wrong here. I believe it's 42 states have one party recording law.
Yeah, but there are some. I think Kansas is actually one that doesn't. I think it's a 2-party.
Well, Missouri definitely one party.
Yeah, it's a 1-party.
So that leaves 8 states that's 2-party.
Perfect.
Love fraud.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And 90% of it's legal. I know that's a
And
made
that
up
one
bullshit
party
number, but
that
I'm...
one party includes the government.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all it takes. And a lot of the times the government is telling you flat out that they have the right to record you. You just don't read the 92 sheets that they send you that you just click I agree to.
Do you guys want to dive into the fraud of the DARE program?
That's for another
a different
day.
fraud, isn't it?
That's
a
for another
drug
day.
fraud.
Yeah.
Let's find a different fraud that fits this one better.
A different fraud?
Yeah. What do you guys like fraud-wise that fits this better?
Dude, there is
I guess-
so many out there.
This is like a 7-part series.
Yeah.
Well, how about we go into one that everyone's semi-familiar with?
Okay.
The housing collapse
Okay.
in the late 2000s.
2008. Not late 2000s.
Well, it de-
early 2000s.
It depends on what you want to call it.
2010s
2010s.
before teens. Yeah.
When did shorts get paid out? Might call it 2007 to 2009.
Yeah. Okay.
So we created that fraud
Yeah.
internally,
Yeah.
and we allowed it via our government. Mm-hmm. We manufactured it.
I don't know if we did. Our banks did.
Yeah.
Right, not we in this room, but we as people.
Yeah.
This
That was like
concept,
17,
we
so.
as people. We the people.
Yeah, we just started
Manufactured
tying good shit to bad shit.
Okay.
And when the bad shit failed, we made the good people pay for it.
So if you take that and extrapolate it, and I really do, I'm begging to have a conversation about this. And I've got some irons and fires. I would argue that we have transposed that exact fraud and crisis, that fuck up, to the used auto market. And the reason that I say it I have a beef with Carvana. It's big. I believe the Garcias are full of shit. I really do. I believe that they're using drive time to fuck up all sorts of things.
Wait, what were you talking drive time? Like the engine hours over miles?
No, drive time. It's the website.
Oh, okay.
drivetime.com.
Okay.
That's owned by Daddy, Ernest Garcia II.
Okay.
Ernest Garcia III. Now, drive time is private.
Okay.
Ernest Garcia III owns Carvana Public.
Okay.
They've both been dumping stocks every day. I've been tracking them. It's insane, and it's almost calculated. A lot of insiders are dumping their stocks.
Well, I've been watching it, and right now I'm not giving any financial advice, but I would say it's probably a good time to short because I've seen they're about to lose a lot of contracts.
Weird. It's so weird how Wells Fargo won't touch them. It's so weird how all this shit. Now, I would argue, and I mean this, I'm willing to go to court for slander. They're full of shit.
It's not.
They are full of shit. The Garcias are full of shit.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty that can prove that. So,
Now,
yeah.
that said,
I'll let you say that.
that said, with fraud, how the fuck are some of the top financial investors in this country not pulling SEC reports, not doing this, and rating it? And this is where I go back to the 2007, 8, 9, whichever year you want to associate. The ratings agencies. Because all of these debt packages.
I have an answer.
Hey, shut up. Whether it's housing, whether it's auto, all of them have a rate.
I have an answer.
And they have a ratings agency that calculates whatever the fuck they do. And my argument is that these ratings agencies are for profit. And they are horseshit. But what we let them do is prop it up so far. And I want to go back because I'm going to hit a retro.
Go ahead.
I'm going to hit a retro for you. I argue in 2007, 8, 9 that the ratings agencies for mortgages were bullshit.
Okay. Fair.
I argue today.
I agree.
That the ratings agencies, Ninja loans, are existing not for mortgages, but for cars.
I agree.
Okay.
There's one common factor in it all, though.
Hang on.
I'm going to let you finish, but there's one common factor in it all. It's the poor.
Oh, absolutely. We get stuck paying the bill.
Well, not even that. It's they're preying on the poor.
No income, no job applications. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's Ninja.
No credit check.
Yeah.
No credit check.
No income verification.
We'll buy your car off you. It may be worth $20,000, but we'll give you $15,000 because they need the money. We will sell you this car at 25% interest. We will give you this loan for $300,000 when you make $30,000. It is the poor that have been preyed upon in every instance of this situation that you are portraying.
When's the last time you bought a car?
2022, I believe.
Did they verify your income? Did you just give them a number?
I believe so. It was accurate, but I want to say I don't think they asked for a W-2.
When's the last time you bought a car?
2015.
They went off my credit score. I don't think they verified my income.
They might have verified your credit score, but did they verify your income, or did you just say I make this much?
They saw my credit score and they said whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean,
same with mine.
It's been a long time for me too, but I could have done that. I have no verifiable income necessary owning my own business. Like I do pay myself, now.
Right.
But what I pay myself, if I went to buy a car right now and they verified my income, they would laugh at me.
Well, yeah, understandable.
Now, let me hit you with a different scenario. This is related to Carvana, and it's applicable.
Well, this is related to the housing crisis.
If you had the largest cabinet maker for residential properties going in the United States, and it was a private company, and then you opened up the same thing as a public, and you and Daddy were the ones that were teamed up on it, and you were dumping stocks, would you be weirded out when people said, what's going on?
If I'm making money, no.
Do you think people might be wondering what's going on if you're making money?
For sure. Yeah, but what I'm saying about the car loans is they don't verify. What happened in 2007? They didn't verify income.
Yeah, that's why I said it transferred from residential in 2000s late to current
But
is
it went-
automotive because
But
they're
it
doing
went
ninja
from-
loans.
went
No
from
income, no job application.
$300,000 loans for no verification for your dog
Right.
that just bought a house.
Right.
To, cars have gotten expensive. $80,000 cars is nothing anymore.
And they do no income, no
Well,
job
No income,
applications.
no anything.
Let's talk about this that I've seen happening lately. Lower income people with destroyed credit using their children and their children's social security numbers to acquire credit.
in destroying their credit.
Man, that happened actually.
Is that fraud?
That's fraud.
It's your child?
But it's not you.
You can only legally hit your kids, so I don't know.
I argue it's
I'm
fraud.
just saying,
Only
I
in
can't
some states.
legally make contact with any of your faces with my hand and it not potentially be me go to jail. So I would argue you can only hit your
CPS
kids.
is a thing.
Yeah, I don't think you're the biggest fish to fry. Now that said, if right now in current, I laugh because is that fraud? I mean, like we're not talking about it in the sense that
It happens, though.
you can only legally hit your children. I bet you can only legally fuck over your children.
Yeah.
I guarantee there's a stipulation that says we had to fuck up and we had to get rid of it. So there's a legal walk away.
Oh, there is a legal thing that you can do. You kind of sort of own your children. It's
No shit.
yeah. I don't know.
I have pets. I bought them. Is that different?
Well, they don't have credit.
Well, no offense, but if I put their name on a credit application and the bank's dumb enough to say yes.
Welcome to 2007.
Oh, welcome to 2025.
Yeah, can your dog buy a car?
I
I would
mean-
love to see it.
That could be a fucking interesting episode.
I mean,
Get my dog.
Are we going to get your dog to buy a car?
no, we're gonna get him an ID first.
Oh, I know a guy.
Oh,
I know a guy.
Oh.
don't look at me like that.
All right, boys. I feel like we are getting to the point where we have to talk about wrapping this thing up. Realistic. What's the worst fraud you guys have seen lately? I'm asking that question before we get to the wrap. But
The
what's
worst fraud.
Like what either has hit you most personally or that you've actually researched where you found out something's fucked up?
I mean, I would say, to be honest with you, all right, it's not the biggest fraud. It's not, we're taking advantage of innocent people.
This is
I would say the biggest fraud right now in 2025 is the influencer. These people are getting money from people. They're fake Lamborghinis. They're taking pictures of fake this. They're to boost their product, which is themselves. They are getting the algorithms to push them through with all the fake stuff that has been rented, that has been bought and returned, and they are profiting from that.
Are they smarter than us or are they fraudulent?
I mean, they're not dumb. They're working the system.
I'm asking.
I don't
you
think
a
it's
question.
illegal. They're just working the system.
So they're not fraudulent because we all
No, they are
agree.
deceiving for
entertaining.
profit. They're deceiving for profit.
They're entertaining.
Is that deception for profit? Is it?
By definition, yes.
I think
How-
it's
but
only
how are
deception
they
if they
deceiving,
said, I bought it, or this is my Lambo.
Oh,
they all do.
With the people taking videos by.
No. I would argue that the people you're talking about take the selfies with someone else's Lambo.
Oh, for
or
sure.
they've got a hourly rental for their shoot. You're not talking about real people, dude. I'm being genuine when I say this. Like,
Yeah, but they're getting millions of followers.
I still think they're deceiving
and
people.
because they're getting millions of followers, they're making money.
They're deceiving people for profit.
how did
But
they
they're not
deceive
getting
somebody?
paid from us.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
It's still deception for profit.
How did they deceive you?
They lied.
No, how did they lie? Did they say, I own this Lambo?
Some of
A
them.
lot of them do, actually. They're like,
Yeah.
look at my new car.
Yeah.
Okay. Go look at my new car. How does that say they own it?
My
My.
car.
Look at.
If I rent a car for the weekend, isn't that my new car? And do you want to really put it in front of a trial attorney to see what happens?
My new rental car, but yeah, I get it. You got to put good points.
Here's my point.
No.
It's deception for profit either way.
At that point, you do own it for a little bit.
I'm asking because we are talking about litigious society fraud 2025. There is no TikTok video where someone says my new Lambo and it's actually validated as fraud. It's not. It's just not going to occur. And the reason is, I would argue, freedom of speech. Anyone can say anything, right?
You asked what is the biggest today, and I still feel that my answer is correct.
Influencer.
The influencer market is fraud.
Okay. I want to dive that for a second before I get yours here.
I'm not arguing with what you're saying.
Can I hit you with the most realistic social pop culture? This will maybe actually hit here for a reference.
Yeah.
Did Jake Paul and Mike Tyson really fight?
That's a multi-million-dollar question.
Oh, no, I would argue it's a multi-round for multi-million-dollar question.
Yeah.
I am not going to answer that question.
Round knockout wouldn't be profitable.
I'm going to say it was a fight
before
because
you
it was
do
staged as one.
Was it entertainment or live?
It was entertainment. I think it was completely entertainment.
Okay, let me take this.
I want your answer. Shut your titties. Don't you
my
justify.
answer is that, by definition, sports are labeled as entertainment. So
is wrestling a real sport?
Well, that doesn't count.
But
that doesn't count.
Is the NFL scripted?
The NFL came out and said we are an entertainment industry. So if we were scripted, you have no legal repercussions because we labeled ourselves as such.
And I argue that they just mean that to create penalties towards the end of the game to try and level it out.
I believe that too.
That said,
to keep it close, to keep it entertaining.
Let's go back to fraud and boxing and where we were at.
Didn't they just fire?
Did they really fight?
Ref last year.
Did they really fight, Randy?
I'm not going to answer that.
Okay.
I don't think it was a legitimate fight.
In my opinion.
Yeah, in my opinion.
I don't believe it was legit, and I think there was incentives to take it to the end to a decision.
Okay. Now I'm tying this in for you. That's influencer.
Yes, it is.
Is that fraud to get pay-per-view or whatever fees or whatever betting and whatever fucking purse exists based off of what you might argue, and I personally argue, might have been a horseshit fight that was money driven? Because let's be honest, you have a young white guy fighting the old black guy. There's the most diverse fight you'll ever have. You've got the largest betting transfer occurring on that as a single sports event. Just so we're clear.
I was not aware of that, but if you say so, I'll believe it.
All right, let's really think about that for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Any sports ever.
Could you, and I mean this, like Tracy's been to court before, could you ever prove, minus, if they had always gotten together and just chatted about what entertainment meant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could you ever take them to a courtroom and make it fraudulent? Or would you ever know it was fraudulent? Would you ever believe it to be fraudulent? Or is that just a crazy conspiracy theorist saying they didn't fight for real?
I think to have fraud, you have to have proof.
Ooh. You have to have intent.
And intent.
Ooh.
Proof and intent.
And that's hard to prove.
What?
Especially if it's only verbal between two people.
You're like me and you admit it, but yeah.
Or, and I mean this wholeheartedly, especially if you're rich.
Yeah.
Money talks, motherfucker.
No.
Let's be real. Okay. I've had a burning question. We're about at the wrap up, right?
Well, you said money talks.
Okay.
If you had, if they came to you and you had, I don't know how much of the $100,000 you paid of your fine. If you had no ability to pay that, do you think you would have walked away with 30 days?
Nope. Not at all, because the judge literally said to me, "You've heard the saying, you can't buy your way out of prison. You came pretty close."
Fair enough.
From a federal judge.
That's a pretty damn good. I don't think you could have answered it better. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I would probably went 12 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where does that money go?
Well, I can tell you they spent more than that investigating the case.
I believe that.
I know they did because they literally said it.
I believe
The
that.
judge, the police officers and the detectives were behind my wife, and they were saying that during the court case.
I believe it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. I've had the burning wrap-up question that I
Yeah,
want to get
let's
with.
wrap this up.
Okay. Tracy, when you think back to all the shit that's gone down, is there that burning question of what could I have done to not get caught and keep it going?
All right. Yes, always, because nobody wants to get caught. Let's be honest. Nobody wants to get caught. But I will tell you, I was wrapping up. I was getting out of selling fake IDs. I was actually at the end. What I had printed, what they found was the end. I was waiting on the supplies to be delivered, and I was getting out.
Okay.
So with that being said, you seem like a very conscious person. You were trying to get out, and you were getting out before. Let's be honest. Selling alcohol to minors, and that's what they were probably using the IDs for. Yeah. Somebody could have got hurt or killed, and you got out before that happened.
Yep.
And you got caught before that happened.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Best case scenario.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean,
yeah, I was done. I was married at that point. I had made enough money. I was happy, and I was actually working a real job.
I think that's the hardest thing, especially with like large criminals. It's like, why are you still doing this? And I still wonder why are people in Congress who are 90 years old still sitting there doing a job that people they're worth 100 millions.
That's not
money and power.
He got that one. All right.
Yep.
Actually, I'm going to take this back from you for a second. If you could change one thing about your operation, what would you change?
I mean, obviously, the not get caught part, but that's not really changing my operation.
How do you change not get caught? Because you ordered supplies from online.
I'm a people pleaser. That's what I do. I have a hard time saying no to people. And what happened is I had this. I mean, when they caught me, they pulled 2,300 IDs from my house.
Nifty.
So those were all on one giant blowout sale. That's what it was. It was a giant blowout sale. It was like
get rid of everything.
It was like 2 IDs for $60 or something like that. And honestly, I should have just waited for my original supplier, and I would have walked away clean.
Do you believe the story of you getting caught?
No, because I know why I got caught. The whole finding somebody at a liquor store, yeah, it may have happened. There were thousands of people with my IDs. It very well could have happened. It was not here in Lee Summit for sure. The odds of that are very slim. But I shipped IDs all over the U.S. Like, literally all over the U.S. The odds of it being here are so slim that it's astronomical. Like, no, the story is I shipped supplies. UPS caught them in their customs. They reported to the police. They shipped them on to me. And then because of that, the police both broke down the door. That's the only way they could have gotten my house.
Yeah, I don't buy what
They didn't get my house from somebody. They didn't know who I was.
I would imagine your return address was not on there.
No. You think everything was unmarked.
Yeah.
Unmarked priority mail envelopes with a stamp.
So somebody at a gas station that got it from you did not have your personal information to know where it came from.
No, they did not. I didn't ever do drop-offs. I didn't ever meet with people.
I'd imagine you probably didn't throw tracking from your house either.
I did have tracking, but it wasn't from my house.
Yeah.
It was So the post office used to have these stickers that you could put on that was just a tracking
Generic,
sticker.
yeah.
You could buy them, like, you didn't even buy them, you could just order them by the 1,000 from UPS, like the post office website, and just stick it on.
They just scanned it.
Yeah,
and
they
it,
just scanned
from
it.
their place on.
I didn't go in and be like, I'm going to ship these 50 packages. I paid for $5.35 stamps.
Yeah.
And just stuck a stamp on, stuck a tracking label on, and threw it in a mailbox.
Fair enough.
Yep.
I love it.
Again, fraud. You can legally lie to get.
All right, truthful, final, last wrap-ups. Randy, what's wrong with fraud today?
What's wrong with fraud today is that, unfortunately, you're not going to beat it. It's everywhere you look. So unless you become well-versed, unless you research what you're doing, you're probably going to become a victim of fraud, and Darwinism kind of kicks in at that point. I'm sorry about your luck. I hate to see it happen, but luckily the real institutes are backing their customers, and your credit card companies, the eBays, the Amazons, they will refund you. So my only final thought is, don't be a fucking dumbass. If something is, like I looked today, you can buy a kayak for $63 shipped to you. Don't buy the fucking $1,000 item for $63. Don't be an idiot.
So I think I'm going to take that from you and go straight into Stroll. We're going to reference the brain here. Don't be an idiot. That is the best way to be fraud. And
if it looks too good to be true, it's not.
And well, like the thing that I want to accentuate though is like, for any older listener, I mean, I sympathize with you. I do. You didn't grow up with this shit. You didn't. And now it's inundating. But, oh my God, call your grandchildren. Make this a new relationship step. Call your people. Call anyone. And verify. Just ask, because, God, that you're getting wiped out. You're getting wiped out. And no offense to you, but you lose sympathy when you get wiped out, and people view it as your own stupidity. And it sucks. It sucks for people.
Well, I know we're talking about stupidity. Look at the woman who sent money on 2 different occasions after verifying fraud the first time to, what was it, Brad Pitt? Because he loved her and couldn't pay his electric bill.
Again.
Stupidity.
All right. I'm going to...
We got to hear this from Tracy.
Call the police. They actually want to hear from you on this fraud. They will tell you if it's fake. It's not hard. They are happy to help. But one time I would say call the police,
So,
unless it's to raid your house.
Unless it's illegal.
From Tracy, the guy that might have gone to jail for a little bit of fraud, we're suggesting call the police.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so Tracy, what's your overall thought, though? Like, what, after all of this, is your takeaway? What's wrong with fraud today?
Everything. It's just life. Don't be stupid. I mean, literally use your brain. It's right there.
Yeah, we tried to reference it.
Yeah. I mean, there are some good frauds out there, and you just have to think.
Yeah.
So it comes down to ignorance.
100%.
In this case, ignorance is not bliss.
No, it's not.
All right, guys, we're talking about the internet today. What's wrong with fraud? We'll be having more on this. Thank you, guys.
I do think we need to do a little more. Find out a little more. Talk about it a little more.
We will have more on internet fraud as it continues to obviously fuck over people.
Well, tell us if you've ever been a victim of fraud, and we'll see you next week.